All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. Dele Farotimi, IBB, wouldn't dare to appear in public in a sane society, but he is celebrated in a crime scene like Nigeria. That is it. When ex-head of state Ibrahim Babangida was saying in that hall during the launch of his autobiography that his regime annulled a free and fair election, I felt cold watching the video, but the men in that hall were clapping for him all through the presentation. An unfortunate event that set the precedence for the fake democracy that we have today in Nigeria became something that supposedly prominent Nigerians and elder statesmen were proud of. What a shame. And that is why the country is where it is today. Everything is a show. We left the business of nation building and focused on politics and feeding fat off the treasury. Insecurity and all manner of vices sinking the ship called Nigeria, but politicians do not care. And few hours ago, a very terrible update came out of the Middle Belt. People have resumed fleeing their homes due to Fulani attacks. The media has lost count of the number of souls wasted, but security chiefs claim they are winning the war against insecurity. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that, confusion hit the APC camp. An APC lawmaker from Sokoto cried out. He said the terrorist kingpin that security chiefs and RIBADU claimed to have killed is in Sokoto wreaking havoc. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video of late MKO Abiola's son responding to ex-head of state Ibrahim Babangida's admittance that his regime wrongly annulled the June 12, 1993 presidential election that late MKO Abiola won. Personally, I wasn't satisfied with Abiola's son's response, but I want you to watch the video and give your own opinion. See the video.
In the revelations that we heard from the late head of state yesterday, there were two parts for me. The first part was the acknowledgement that Abiola, my father, had won the 1993 elections. That, for me, I already knew that. And it was, for me, even from the young age of 8, when the elections were had, I knew my father had won the elections, even before they were announced. I think most people in the country had that inclination that Abiola had won the elections. What I took from, so the first part, like I said, the acknowledgement that Abiola won was something that was known to me since the elections were had, I think, and most Nigerians. I think the second part was more important for me, the acknowledgement that he felt remorse for the actions that he had taken at the time, and also his expression that if he had an opportunity to do it again, he would have taken a different path. I think it's important that we understand that we're human, and it's human to error, and what we need to do is acknowledge when we make those mistakes and seek forgiveness. So for me, I think that was more that was more important to me, hearing the fact that he expressed that remorse towards the decision that he had made. So that's that. But like I said, you know, every June 12, 1993 elections was won by my father, and I knew this. And most Nigerians knew. I think this also was good because once he announced it, he had put the matter to rest. You know, now, you know, the issue is he was the head of state at the time, and now that he has announced that Abiola had won that elections, he has basically put that matter to rest. And anybody that was on the fence to the fact that I've known to be true all my life would now basically know that yes, Abiola did win, and he won. He won across Nigeria. And you know, we can talk about Abiola as the figurehead of the June 12 struggle, but what we need to understand is that the Nigerian people were the ones who gave him that mandate, and they were the ones who believed in his vision. So this is also is also healing for the Nigerian people as well to hear the head of state at the time say those words.
You heard that. Now, the annulment of that election did not only deny Abiola the presidency, it sparked a series of events that eventually led to the death of Moshood Abiola and even his wife Kudirat, who is the mother of the man in that video. I know it's been over 32 years since all this happened, but I am amazed that late Abiola's son thinks that that light speech made by ex-head of state Ibrahim Babangida just for the purpose of his book, to make his book look good. That's why I see that. I'm shocked that Abiola's son thinks that that speech is enough to bury this whole matter. I thought he would be talking about the impact of their negative actions on today's Nigeria. How, the way the truncated democracy went ahead to affect the nation that we call Nigeria today, and how they must rise to correct those negative impacts to honor his father's legacy. I thought he would be saying all that. I thought he would be more concerned about that. But he's saying that since IBB has admitted that he was wrong, he has laid the matter to rest. What? But what do I know? If a man's son doesn't think that his legacy is big enough that it transcends even himself alone, then what can I say? If a man's son doesn't do justice in his absence, who am I to attempt to do so? Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that massive update coming out of Benue State. Another massacre by Fulani headsmen. In the last 2 weeks in Benue State, over 200 persons have been killed by these people. And the APC governor there has not issued a statement. And next is that update showing confusion in the APC camp, and APC lawmaker confirming the present location of the terrorist leader that the APC-led government claimed to have killed. Let's start by taking that update from Benue State. Look at how the papers reported it. Breaking: armed herdsmen return to Benue community, kill many villagers, days after slaughtering 16 farmers. Sahara reporters. A yet-to-be-confirmed number of persons have been killed in a fresh attack on Ayin community in Benue State. The attack, which happened on Thursday night, was carried out by suspected herdsmen, Sahara reporters gathered. Suspected armed herdsmen came to Ayin, Benue State yesterday night to attack our people again. This attack claimed the lives of multiple villagers, and we are still recovering corpses in the bush till now, a top source told Sahara reporters. However, the traditional rulers are trying to hide the situation from escalating. Attacks by suspected herdsmen in Benue State have led to the killing of at least 5,000 persons in recent times. The latest attack is coming 3 days after 16 farmers were ambushed and killed on Kanshibila Road in the state while returning to their community in Bandwa Ward. Sahara reporters had also reported that the National Youth Service Corps had withdrawn all corps members from Amba community in Kwande local government area of Benue State due to escalating violence attacks. Confirming the development on Thursday, the Assistant Director of Information and Public Relations of NYSC in Benue, Yahuza Adamu, said the withdrawal was prompted by incessant security threats in the area. It has come to a point that government is now withdrawing their services. Corps members are being withdrawn from that community. Do you know what that means? Government withdrawing their services. It means you will be left on your own. And they now have a state governor who does not want to do anything. Fresh attack in Benue. 16 farmers were killed about 3 days ago. 20 were killed the week before. About 30 to 40 were killed at the beginning of February. This fresh attack now, they can't even count the number of people killed. I remember when I said that APC governor, ex-Reverend Father Alia, will make the security situation of that state worse. Many didn't believe me. Now you can see what is going on. Till now, we have not seen any official statement from the state government. They are denying that things are happening. Even the update said traditional rulers are trying to conceal the fact that people are being killed. What is happening in Benue? When media calls the state house to hear from them, they will not take the calls. What a shame. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here by Captain Ochi says, at Nigerian Army headquarters at official BAT, hope you guys are happy now. If you can't protect your citizens, why not allow them to protect themselves. Well, that's a very big one there. Senator Ned Nwoko was talking about Nigerians carrying arms, but that is a very big issue that comes with a lot of dimensions. And this tweet here by Ben says, they succeeded in putting APC governor in Benue. I haven't heard strong statement from Benue State governor. That is it. We have not heard anything. Close to 200 people or even over killed in about 2 to 3 weeks. Yet no statement from the state governor. And Akram here says, why won't there be hunger when the food basket of the country is being ravaged by marauding Fulani headsmen stroke bandits? But let's continue to fast and pray to the God of Israel or Arabia. That is it. Nigerians like to push our problems to God in fasting and prayer when the answers are, in fact, staring us in the face. Insecurity has largely contributed to the scarcity of food in Nigeria that is causing inflation right now. But the APC government has failed to tackle it head on. Why would they even tackle it when they are the chief cause of the insecurity in the first place? And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that update from the APC lawmaker representing Sokoto began making the rounds. The Chief of Defense Staff and NSA, Nuhu Ribadu, told Nigerians that terrorist kingpin Bello Turji was begging them that he wanted to surrender, that they finished with his people, so he became tired and wanted to surrender. Then later they came back and told us that they refused to accept his pleas and that they killed him instead. But now, the APC lawmaker representing Sokoto is saying that, Ogasa, you have not killed this man. As a matter of fact, he is in Sokoto wreaking havoc. Look at how the papers reported it. A Sokoto state lawmaker, Aminu Boza, has confirmed the presence of bandits kingpin Bello Turji in one of the forests in the Isa local government area of the state. The lawmaker, who represents Sabon Birnin local government in the State House of Assembly, while speaking with our correspondent on telephone on Friday, confirmed that Turji has been collecting taxes from the people in the area. The notorious bandit leader Bello Turji has been cited in eastern Sokoto, where he has reportedly imposed a 25 million naira levy on villages, a state lawmaker has alleged. Bello Turji is currently in the Isa and Sabon Birni axis of Sokoto. He has even imposed a 25 million naira levy per village in some communities, Boza claimed. Now, this is what this man is doing. He has been in Katsina, and after finishing with the villages in Katsina, he has moved to Sokoto. You know, he's taxing them, so he has depleted them. He knows that he has taken so much from them. The villagers don't have enough money to give him again, so he has moved to another state. This is a precise location given to security forces. Work that you didn't even pay this lawmaker to do. He has told you this man's precise location, so it is left for you to go in and get him. But I'm telling you, nothing is going to happen, because when Bello Turji was in Katsina and he was wreaking havoc, collecting taxes from them, the location was being given to the military repeatedly. But there was never a time when they moved in for him. As a matter of fact, he would tell the villagers that I am coming on Wednesday. He will come and tell them on Monday that I'm coming on Wednesday or I'm coming on Friday. He will give them the exact date and the time he will come. And the villagers will tell police, tell military. Nothing will happen. He will come that day. He will be shooting into the air. His operations will take like 1 hour, 2 hours, yet he will go scot-free. What does that tell you? DME here says, meanwhile, APC government and their supporters were celebrating that this guy had been killed. That is it. They were celebrating up and down that Bello Turji, the kingpin that is wreaking havoc everywhere, they've killed him. Not knowing that the man just moved to Sokoto, having depleted Katsina State. What a shame. But of course, I am not surprised. If you follow me well, you know that I have always maintained that the APC are the chief cause of the banditry, the kidnapping, and the mass murder that we have in Nigeria today. I'm not saying that we have not always had violence in Nigeria. What I'm saying is that this level, this kind of violence that we see today, was strange. It was alien to us as a people until the APC was formed. Everything began in about 2013 or 2014 when that party was formed, and they formed the party to remove Jonathan from office. Jonathan was doing well. All the economic indices, were in his favor. GDP was growing, inflation was down, everything was good. The APC had nothing to say or do against him, so they began to try to make the country ungovernable by inducing insecurity. Bombing everywhere. Bombing became a daily affair under Jonathan. They brought in some foot soldiers, some mercenaries to help them achieve the purpose of getting Jonathan out of power and to fight him if he didn't give up power after the election. And all these their foot soldiers were under a single name called Boko Haram, then all their evil soldiers. So after they took over power, they became confused on what to do with the Boko Haram members, and these evil gunmen began to break into separate groups, bandits, kidnappers. They are the bandits and kidnappers we have today in Nigeria, and that is why Jonathan said they need to build 2 big buildings in Abuja and put the pictures of those who have contributed to making this country a mess. And of course, Buhari and Tinubu's picture we fill up one of those buildings. If it happens, if this idea gets to happen, 2 of them, their pictures will have to fill up one of those buildings, because it was the party they formed that has brought Nigeria to where it is today. Banditry, kidnappings, and killings everywhere. But I'm not surprised. This is the APC. This is what they have come to do: to steal, to kill, and to destroy. I don't know if Nigerians are ever going to be able to do the right thing to get these guys out of power. But the fact remains that if they continue in office, Nigeria can only continue to sink and sink until it vanishes into oblivion. Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una na I dey here. So don't go away. Don't go away.